I mean, it's an extraordinary story. Talk us through your experience now. You've had a number of days to sort of think back on it. Just how much pain were you in?
Well, it was a pain that I couldn't really imagine before, because when I first had the section, I was numb to begin with, so I could feel all the tugging, but it was numb. But then once I got him out, suddenly there was stinging, there was burning, like, I don't know, just all the different pains you can experience in your body. They seemed to be happening at once, and I was just like, oh dear, something's wrong. But, so yeah.
Well, Danielle, I know that, you know, many people who would have been through part of the experience you've been through, having the emergency caesarean, will sort of remember that feeling of kind of tugging around inside. But the thing that made your experience so distressing was that the anaesthetic didn't seem to be working, did it? So that, as you say, it wasn't just the sensation, it was the excruciating pain and your inability to tell the doctors that you were in so much agony.
Yeah, well, I had 2 spinal blocks. The first one, it didn't work at all. They kept spraying me with water. They were like, oh, can you feel this water? And I was just like laying there. I was like, yes, I can. And I had to lift my legs up to show them that I wasn't numbed. So they sat me up again. They put another spinal block in. But this one, it seemed to numb me from the neck down. So I was laying down and I felt like I couldn't breathe because all my chest muscles were relaxed. So I was laying there, panicking. But when I could start to feel it, my voice was a bit croaky, and I was saying, oh, I can feel it, I can feel it. And when they finally did sort of listen, they were saying, no, you can't feel it, it's just the tugging, it's numb. So I was like, no, I can feel the pain. But eventually they did give me something else, and I think that must have knocked me out slightly because, yeah, I woke up and he was there.
Oh, lovely, Griffiths.
Danielle, it's extraordinary. Dr. Sarah Jarvis is alongside us on the sofa. That moment when Danielle's pleading with him to say, look, I can still feel this, and say, oh, no, you can't, no, you can't. I can't imagine the frustration and the fear that she must have been going through.
I mean, it's a terrifying experience anyway, because everyone expects they're going to have a wonderful delivery. It's all going to be straightforward. It's going to be... I remember when I was doing my antenatal classes, and the midwife said, if the contraction gets a bit uncomfortable, and I looked at her and said, have you had a baby? Because really, the things my patients tell me, it's really, really painful. And this is major surgery she's having. Yeah. Now, having said that, the vast majority of women, I really don't want women to worry too much, because this is incredibly rare, this combination of factors. The likelihood, for instance, of having such severe pain because your appendix is inflamed, you've got appendicitis and it's about to burst. Well, the likelihood of having appendicitis during your lifetime is only 1 in 10. The likelihood of having it during that 10 days, that's like the reverse of winning the lottery. That's how unlucky it is. And then, if we've got the spinal, Danielle was saying that she had 2 that didn't work. The vast majority of epidurals do work. They estimate that about 9 in 10 epidurals will work. If that doesn't work, you can end up needing a spinal. But again, if one hasn't worked, the likelihood is that the next one will. So Danielle has just been incredibly unlucky.
Danielle, what was it like the moment when you came round and your beautiful baby was there next to you?
Well, it wasn't as magical as I thought it would be, to be honest. I mean, as you can imagine, I was knackered. I had 24 hours of labour. I had that caesarean. I was covered in wires. And then this pink fat thing got put on me. And I was just like, oh, OK. But, I mean, oh, I love him to bits.